And welcome back to the OHIO podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs. That man over there is the wild man, Chris Wilds. Do us a favor, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, ring the bell, get notified every time we go live. We have all kinds of good stuff for you almost every single day, whether it's a segment from one of our live shows or it's a video like this made just for you guys. It's not been a part of any live show. It's not going to be on our audio podcast. It's just a video for you guys to enjoy and have fun with. And Chris, you don't even know what I'm bringing
I
to
have
the
no
table.
idea what's coming.
Let's play a game. All right. Now, a lot of people don't know Chris has been gambling on sports for a very long time. In fact, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm willing to guess that back in the day when gambling was not legal in the state of Ohio, Chris probably made a couple trips to our neighboring states just to put some dime down in some games.
Among other things, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, that being said, Chris, I want you to predict the over-unders win totals that Vegas has set out for every team in the Big Ten this year. And I will give you the team.
Okay.
I want you to give me the win totals that you predict, and then I will let you know if you were right or wrong. You're smiling like you have them already.
No, I don't. I've actually got my schedules in front of me.
Oh, you are okay. Okay, very good. All right, here we go. Let's start with the obvious since we're Buckeye fans. Ohio State.
And you're wanting to know what I think Vegas predicted them at?
What did Vegas predict as the over under? And just so you know, the majority of them are halves.
Yeah. I'm going to say 10.5.
Bingo, you're one for one. All right, I'm gonna make a prediction that Chris, you are going to get 9 of them right out
Okay.
of the 18. I think you can get 50%. So right now, you've got one. All right. Let's move on to let's start with I don't want to just do these in order, so I will stay with all of the old East teams. So let's go
Okay.
Michigan.
Michigan, 9.5.
You're 2 for 2. All right, Penn State.
I'm trying to think. But Penn State, do they have? They do not have Michigan or Oregon. I'm going to guess them at 9.5 as well.
You're 3 for 3. All right. This is when it starts to get a little bit more difficult. Maryland.
6.5.
Ooh. This is one that was on the nose. They say 7. They said you were only off by half, so that's pretty good. How about Indiana?
4.5.
5.5. Off by only one
Too
game
much.
there. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Rutgers.
I think they're going to underestimate Rutgers. 6.5.
Oh, you're 4. You got that one right. Yeah, 6.5 feels low to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with Michigan State next.
4.5.
That's 5. You're really good at this. Vegas needs to call you up. Let's go out west. USC.
Do I have their schedule? Because that's one. I just want to see who all they've got. Oh, and you can see their blank schedules here, Eric. I'm not. Nothing on these sheets. USC has Michigan. They're at Michigan. I'm going to say 8.5.
Ooh, sorry. 7.5 on that.
7.5.
Pretty close there, though. Let's stay in Los Angeles. Go with UCLA.
Who's there? Who's their non-conference? They got Hawaii. They got
They got
Fresno State.
they got a tough non-conference.
They got LSU.
Yeah.
They've got Indiana on the schedule. I'll tell you what. This may be low. I'm gonna say 3.5.
They got them at 5.5.
For what?
Yeah, that one I've circled as well.
I'm telling you what. Hammer the under on that one, guys.
How about our friends over in West Lafayette? How about Purdue?
5.5.
4.5.
Now, see, I think they're sleeping on Purdue a little.
I don't.
Okay.
All right. Let's go with Northwestern.
5.5.
Bingo. Got that one right. Keeping it in the state of Illinois, let's talk about the one from Champaign, the Fighting Illini.
I'm bouncing between 4.5 and 5.5. I'm gonna take 5.5.
You got it. Good job. Yeah. All right. Let's go back out west and talk about Oregon.
Oregon? Ohio State's really the only game on their schedule other than at Michigan. Give me 10.5.
Nailed it. You're good at this, Chris. Minnesota. This is a tough one.
I think they're going to overplay in Minnesota. Vegas, for some reason, loves PJ Fleck. So let's see. 6.5.
A little bit too much. They gave them 5.
5 flat?
5 flat.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Yep. How about Washington?
They're going to overrate Washington. They're going to overrank him. 7.5?
Nailed it. You are at 9 already, so you've hit the number I gave you. You might actually hit the over here on my prediction of you. Wisconsin.
They don't give a lot of respect. 6.5.
You got it. You got it. Let's see. How about Iowa?
7.5.
Yeah, it's number 11. And how about all the Rule Aid that they're drinking out there in Lincoln? How about Nebraska?
I don't know if they think he's there yet, but I do feel like he's going bowling. They're going to say 6.5.
Ooh, they actually gave him 7.5.
Did they?
They did, yeah. So if I tally this up, you went 11 and 7 on those predictions, dude. That is phenomenal, Chris. You missed your calling. You should be in Vegas, man. Now that you've heard those, which one jumps out? And again, this is before we've done our previews. So we're going to do our previews. We'll make our predictions. You'll get all of that this year as we go through this. But just before we dive into any of the teams and we start to look at everybody's schedules as far as who we think is going to beat who, where, and why, which one of those jumped out to you as being either too high or too low? So you're some of the ones you missed that you Minnesota was one that you were surprised about. Let's see.
UCLA, I think, is a big one. That's way too high on UCLA.
Okay.
But go ahead. What was some of the other?
What about Indiana at 5.5?
You know, I don't like that. I think that's a little high. I mean, if you look at Indiana's schedule, and I know they have Indiana State. No, they got Florida International.
No, Purdue's got Indiana State.
Yeah, they got Florida International, Western Illinois. Both those are probably wins. UCLA and Charlotte, I could see them possibly winning both those because they're at Indiana. I know they're at UCLA. They may not beat UCLA at UCLA. I mean, I see the 3 non-conference as wins, Eric, but I can't find 3 more wins to me, or even 2 more wins.
Yeah,
really.
Indiana might be too high in my book. Another one with a couple that just jump out at me. Maybe I'll tell you what I feel. I think
Michigan's too high.
I know you do. I feel like Maryland at 7 feels too high.
It does. Maryland lost an awful lot for them to be that high. And I mean, as I looked at their schedule previously, it was, and I'm just trying to find it now because it was, to me, you can't. I mean, UConn is not a great team. They are not a great football school, but every now and then they play decent. I don't think you can sleep on. They got them at, what did you say, 7, right?
For who?
For Maryland.
Maryland, yeah, 7.
Yeah, I can't find 7. I can see 2, 4, 5. I think they could win their first 5 games after their first bye. I don't know if they win another game.
I don't think they beat Virginia.
That's true. Oh, and it's at Virginia. Yeah.
Michigan State's an interesting one. I think Michigan State's going to be better than people think.
That early in the season, though, I don't know that they're going to be firing on all cylinders.
They do get USC at home, so USC's got to come all the way across the country.
That doesn't matter. In that one, I think talent wins out.
I don't see them winning any of those last 4 games after their last bye. Oregon,
No.
Rutgers, Iowa, Penn State. So I'm looking at
Maybe
1,
Minnesota.
2, 3, 4. I think 5 at the most.
Yeah, I agree. And that's going to depend. If they get 5, that means they've beaten Virginia.
If they get 5,
or
they've
at
beaten
Minnesota.
If they get 5, they've won against UConn, Villanova, probably Indiana, Northwestern, Minnesota. There's your 5. Okay. Rutgers at 6.5 feels low to me.
Oh, way low, Eric. I mean,
Howard, Akron, right off the bat. There's 2, right?
I think I had them starting off really, really well, if I remember right. I can't remember without looking here exactly where I was at, but where's my Rutgers schedule? So yeah, I look at Rutgers, and you got 2 right off the bat. I think Rutgers can win at Virginia Tech. I really do. I think they can. They got Washington at home.
Mm-hmm.
I think their first challenge doesn't come until they travel to Nebraska. And I don't know that they can't beat Nebraska.
The trip to Virginia Tech is going to be interesting. That's going to be a good game to gauge where Rutgers is at. I think they can beat. They're going to beat UCLA at home. I think I think that they can give USC a game.
I do too. The defense is going to. And we've seen Schiano.
Minnesota at home, at Maryland. That's a win. They get Illinois at home. They're at they're. Call me crazy.
I think them legitimately as a potential for a 9-win season. At least
call me crazy, but the fact that they avoid
Ohio
the
State,
scum from up north, Penn State, they avoid us
and
Ohio
Oregon.
State and Oregon. They avoid all 4 of those teams. Rutgers has a chance to make it to Indianapolis this year.
Oh, would you not love to have Ohio State and Rutgers in that game? See that fiery finger pointing Ryan Day come out there against Schiano one more time.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's crazy to think about. But given that schedule,
I would love
given
to see
the
that.
improvements that Rutgers has made, they're a sleeper. And so if I am the first team I'm putting money down on, I'm going Rutgers take the over.
Yeah.
And I think my second one might be Indiana take the under.
Yeah, or UCLA take the under. Either of the, and UCLA's got an even tougher schedule than Indiana.
Mm.
It's not.
The Big Ten didn't do them any favors, huh?
No. Welcome to the Big Ten. I hope you're ready for basketball season.
Right. All right. Like I said, we'll be getting into more of these as we get into all the team previews, but we just wanted to do a little teaser, if you will, to get to wet your whistle, get you ready for all of our previews this year. So this is where we're at with the over-unders right now. Right now, I'm saying best bet. Eric's best bets is take the over with Rutgers and probably take the under with Indiana right now.
And I'm there with you. I've got Rutgers take the over and UCLA take the under.
Okay. Very good. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. It really does help the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell. Get notified every time we go live. It really does help us. Check out our website, theohiopodcast.com, for news, notes, all of our links to all of our social media accounts, our online stores, including merch and the store that Chris has behind him there. All kinds of great things that you can get to help support us here at the OHIO podcast. Till next time, Chris, go Bucks.
Go Bucks.